Montalcino is not only a wine, but a terroir. Situated in Tuscany, it lies about 40 kilometers south of Siena in a hilly area whose uncontaminated landscape is listed as a UNESCO Heritage Site. Brunello di Montalcino, DOCG, the highest level of Italian wine appellations, is produced here from nothing but 100% Sangiovese Grosso grapes. Brunello, a diminutive of Bruno, or brown, is the name that was given locally to what was believed to be an individual grape varietal grown in the area. One of the first records of Brunello was a red wine that was made in the area in the early 14th century. In 1879, the province of Siena's commission determined, after a few years of controlled experiments, that Sangiovese and Brunello were the same grape varietal and that the former should be its designated name. In 1980, the region was awarded the first Italian wine region as Denominazione di Origine Controllata e Garantita. Each bottle is a minor miracle that may be successfully stored up to 30 years or more. Interestingly, in 2008, Italian authorities confiscated 4 producers' 2003 Brunello on charges that the producers had committed fraud by including foreign varietals such as Cabernet Sauvignon and Merlot in the wine, and they fraudulently labeled as Brunello di Montalcino, which by law may only contain Sangiovese grapes. Laboratory tests later confirmed that the confiscated wines were in fact Brunello, except for a small portion that remained inconclusive. So, the history of the wine. In the early 1800s, Ferruccio Bondisanti, backed up by his maternal grandfather's wine-growing experience, planted the first vineyard and was the only producer in the area who continued the production of this style of wine beyond the end of the First War. Ever since then, Brunello has continued to seduce us with its wealth of aromas, elegance, and remarkable balance, becoming one of the most celebrated wines of the world and one of the legends of the Italian national wine-growing tradition. The longer it ages, the more complexity it acquires, enhanced by fragrances reminiscent of oak wood, spices, leather, and tobacco leaves. They can recall sage, eucalyptus, black pepper, vanilla, licorice, coffee, and dark chocolate, without forgetting the appeal of the floral scents, such as violet, geranium, rose, and fruity notes, such as ripe cherry and forest fruits. With a bit of practice, you will also be able to discern some more unusual nuances, such as ink, paint, flintstone, and sealing wax. Today's wine is a Brunelli from 2012. In 1987, Gianni Brunelli returned to Montalcino and succeeded in crowning the dream of his family, buying back the old property of his father called Le Ciussi di Sotto. In the memories of his father, a small plot of vines planted by him in 1947 is still conserved. The farm is tiny. It consists of a single body of 5 hectares, 2 of which are cultivated with Sangiovese, while the other 2.5 are cultivated with olive groves. This 2012 vintage is characterized by high temperatures, and there was little rain, and the summer was hot enough. But with some careful growing and careful work in the vineyard, they brought to cellar a very beautiful and healthy grapes and amazing wine. The wine has an intense ruby red color. There's perfumes of persistent red berries, cherries, blackberries, followed by aromas of blueberry. The taste is dry and warm. It has long aging potential.